Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Gundam News. And this week, we are beginning with some very heavy news that I wish were still just rumors and allegations at this point. In the early morning of May the 22nd, the weekly Bunshin published an article wherein a fan of Toru Furuya accuses him of a variety of things. And to get everyone on the same page here, Toru Furuya is the voice actor of Amuro, and the fan is kept anonymous in the article, but is referred to as Eiko, which is the Japanese equivalent of Jane Doe. So, the story begins with Eiko becoming a fan of Furuya and writing him letters, which, by the way, is something that he actively encourages on Twitter and can be found right in his Twitter bio. So far, so normal. But then on New Year's Day 2019, Eiko suddenly gets a text from a number that she didn't recognize. It was Furuya, and he had taken an interest in her. One thing led to another, and the two began a relationship. And even from the beginning, we do have some issues here. There's an age gap of 37 years, we have a clear power imbalance, and Furuya, the one who actively reached out, is married. But if this was where the story ended, it would have been disappointing, but yeah, so be it. Cheating on your wife is an extremely dick move. Being with someone who you know is married is also not the best look, but at the end of the day, that would have been their business and their private matters to fight out. Unfortunately, this is not where the story ends. During an argument, Furuya allegedly hit her, which is why one of the articles discussing this went with this classy thumbnail, and things get worse yet. In 2021, he got her pregnant, and then even forced her to have an abortion. This is where you go from, yeah, sure, you made a mistake and you can fight it out privately, to, this has got to be some form of abuse. And even after this, their relationship continued and only ended in September 2023. Shortly after this article went live then, Furuya himself made a public announcement through Twitter, of which you can see the official Japanese version on screen. And basically, he confirms all of the allegations that I just went over, and he apologizes for them. One important thing to note here then is in regards to Furuya hitting her. In his apology, he said that he hit her once during an argument. The Bunshin article doesn't seem to contradict this, but it does say that the police were called for assault. Most of the comments on Twitter then, well, the Japanese top comments, do seem to be supportive of Furuya, but there are also more critical ones, like one calling Furuya out for saying that him forcing Eiko to have an abortion was a mistake. And yeah, rightfully so. You don't accidentally hook up with a fan, get into a 4.5-year relationship with her, hit her, get her pregnant, and then force her to have an abortion. That's a bit more than a mistake. The retweets, though, are significantly harsher. And finally then, Furuya ends his statement by apologizing to the fans, and he says that he will try to make up for this however he can, and that he is willing to accept whatever punishment is deemed fit. And at the same time, his agency also issued an apology. So we'll just have to wait and see how this story progresses. Furuya made his own bed, and now he can lie in it, but my heart does of course go out to his wife and Eiko, and I wish both of them the best. Our second headline then is something completely different. We had some rumors floating around the past few weeks, and this week we got confirmation that Gundam is having a collaboration with Call of Duty. Season 4 will be hitting on May the 29th, and included in it are 3 Gundam-themed Tracer packs. the RX-78-2, Charzaku 2, and Gundam Aile, each of which comes with a skin for your player character, finishing moves for when you melee your enemy to death, calling cards, emblems, stickers for your weapons, keychains for your weapons, loading screens, etc. And then from June the 5th until the 19th, there will be the Gundam Legends event, so you can earn even more Gundam-themed rewards, which are things like cosmetics, weapon blueprints, and even the gun cannon push. Anyone can participate in this event, but by equipping one of the 3 Gundam costumes, you will get bonus experience for the event. I gotta say though, I do think they missed out by not including Gundam-themed kill streaks. Like, they had nukes in previous games, they have the mother of all bombs in the current game, so why not have a colony drop? Or, you know, have a mobile suit fly over, shoot some stuff, things like that. Personally then, I am not the biggest Call of Duty buff, I've always been on Team Halo, but it is cool to see Gundam collaborating with some big Western IPs, and I'm interested to see what is going to be next for the franchise then. And since we're on the topic of games, in Gundam Battle Operation 2 for the PlayStation, the Dom Resonance joins the fray. In the global version of UC Engage, the UR Seabuk Arno and UR F91 have become available as unit assemblies. In Gundam Arsenal Base, the new booster pack has become available, which features 8 new cards, being the Gundam Epion, Tallgeese 2, RX-0 Maru, Milliardo, Trace, Ayame, Ladion, and Sarah Zabiarov. And they showed off the newest Gundam Pachinko machine, which is of course totally a gaming machine and absolutely not a gambling machine. On the figure front then, we also got something that I wasn't expecting. Gundam Funko Pops. And I'm sure many of you are now having the same gut reaction that I had. My only experience with these identical looking beady-eyed abominations is seeing them clogging up convention space. But after giving them a second glance, they do look surprisingly fine. Like, if you presented them to me without the box, I would have thought they were just any other super deformed RX-78-2 and Charzaku figure. I would even go as far as to say that they do look kinda cute. We really are living in a weird timeline. And talking about super deformed figures, pre-orders went live for the FW Gundam Converge hashtag movie visual selection. It is a regular release, so I will have it linked down below, and it consists of 7 mobile suits with the coloring of one of the 2 first Gundam movie posters. From the first movie, we have the real-type RX-78-2 and Charzaku 2, and then from the second movie, we have the Dom, Charzagok, the Gok, the Goof, and a metallic blue RX-78-2. They go for $693 yen a pop for US and are slated for a September release. By far the most expensive thing then is the Chogokin MSN04 FF Sazabi that went up for pre-order on Premium Bandai. It is the same package as the one being sold at Gundam Side F, so for a whopping 46,200 yen, 295 US, this bundle of Char goodness can be yours in October. Meanwhile, on the Gunpla front then, until June the 17th, voting on Japanese Premium Bandai has begun for the Premium Bandai Gunpla Election 2024. The results will be announced on June the 21st, and the winners will get a restock. So I will have the link to that down below. Although be warned, you might need a Japanese Premium Bandai account to vote in that thing. For Gundam Seed Freedom then, after 2.8 million viewers and 4.7 billion yen in the box office, the curtain has finally closed. Which then leads us to the obvious question, what is going to be next? Because even when we account for inflation, Gundam Seed Freedom was the best performing Gundam movie ever. So I would be surprised if they just leave the Cosmic Era for what it is now. And when you then look at the final stage greeting that was done by the director and some of the cast, there were some jokes peppered in there that hint at this not being the end. So it sounds that at the very least, the most important actors are in favor of continuing the story. But what will definitely continue is Gundam Seed Freedom related merchandise, like these Itajaga Gundam cards that will be releasing in September. One pack goes for 165 yen, $1, and comes with one card and one snack, which I believe is what that Itajaga is. Meanwhile, Witch from Mercury then got a Mochikko Marine collection from Granup, which I'll have linked down below. It features the main cast with chubby cheeks, which is where the name comes from, in a summery navy-inspired getup. You can get them on an acrylic stand for 1,485 yen each, 9 US, a rectangular acrylic keychain for 495 yen, 3 US, a round acrylic keychain for 715 yen, 5 US, a can badge for 440 yen, 3 US, or a B5 underlay for 550 yen, 4 US. In other news then, Uso's voice actor will be making an appearance at the Chayamachi Oshi Festival 2024, of course as part of Bandai's presence there. The right hand and the head of the life-sized moving Gundam appeared at the 2024 International Conference on Robotics and Automation, and Gundam music scored some cool prizes this week. Senko, which is the theme song for Hathaway's Flash, won the 2024 Jazz Rag Bronze Award, and Zeta Gundam's second opening got third place in the Best 80s Anime Song ranking of the Showa 50-Man magazine. And while that is nice, I am especially happy to see that number one is Get Wild by TM Network from City Hunter. As for the things you could get this week then. On the 21st, this prize figure of Lunamaria Hawke became available in arcades across Japan. So it also won't be long before it becomes available through regular hobby stores for around $20 to $30. In June then, Miorine will also be releasing, and I gotta say, both figures are looking really good for being prize figures. On the 25th then, we got another figure, being the Robot Spirits Aegis Gundam version anime, which goes for a whopping 11,800 yen, 75 US. And for that price, we are getting a fully transformable Aegis, beam rifle, shield, 4 beam blade effect parts, 1 Scylla effect part, 4 thruster effect parts, optional hands, and parts to connect it to an action base. And on the same day, we also got some Gunpla. For 2,970 yen, 19 US, there's the Mighty Strike Freedom, which comes with its 2 beam rifles, 2 railguns, 2 beam sabers with beam saber blade effect parts, opened and closed beam cannon, beam shield, and of course, the main feature of this kit, the Proud Defender. It can be displayed separately, comes with some nice shiny stickers for its active mode, and also has the Futsunomitama sword, which has a blade that is coated with 2 different metallic finishes, making it look very close to the look of a real katana, even as a straight build. And then for 1,210 yen, 8 US, there's the option part set Gunpla 01. Ale Striker Pack. As the name indicates, it'll come with the Ale Striker Pack, but that is not everything that we're getting. We've also got the extra battery packs, a connector part to hook up the launcher and sword striker parts for the Perfect Striker Pack, the Strike Bazooka, the Din Shotgun, the Grand Slam, and also 2 types of connectors. A single pack for Striker Pack compatible Gunpla, and a standard dual peg, which is what most other Gunpla use nowadays. And then finally in late May, we are getting the gem Tenohira Suletta-Chan and Miorine-Chan. Both go for 7,920 yen a pop, 51 US, and look absolutely adorable. For this week's reading material then, there was the English ebook version of Seita Matsuo's whimsical Gunpla production notes in the Universal Century, which became available on Amazon US, UK, Canada, Germany, France, Italy, Spain, and the Netherlands. On to the apparel news then, where Bunko kicked things off on the 17th with pre-orders for these Gundam 00 inspired leather accessories. First up, we have the most expensive keychains that I've seen so far, clocking in at an impressive 8,300 yen a pop, 53 US. And keep in mind that at the moment, the yen is relatively weak, so under normal circumstances, that would have been even more dollars. Then there's a little holder for cards and coins for 14,850 yen, 95 US, an ID card case for 12,100 yen, 77 US, and a book cover for 16,500 yen, 105 US. And all of these accessories are slated for a September release and are available in blue, green, orange, and purple. Of course, being the colors of the 4 Gundam Meisters. And to wrap up this collection, there's also a scarf for 3,400 yen, 22 US, which will be releasing in July. Slightly less expensive then is this Haro Onigiri plush keychain, which goes for 2,200 yen, 14 US, and is slated for an August release. But despite it being inspired by the Haro Onigiris from the movie, my first thought when I saw this thing was a Haro Snoopy. Or well, a Snoopy-inspired Haro. And now I kind of want one. One day later then, Bunko celebrated the birthday of Kira and Kigali with these cool sparkly items. You can get them on a holographic acrylic stand for 3,850 yen each, 24 US, a glitter pouch for 1,320 yen, 8 US, an acrylic keychain for 1,100 yen, 7 US, or an acrylic clip badge for again 1,100 yen, 7 US. And all of these will be releasing in July, which is also when these handy fans will be releasing. A staple of Japanese summer. They're available in Amuro White or Char Grey, they are articulated, they come with a lanyard, they're rechargeable, and go for 4,400 yen a pop, 28 US. Strict G, meanwhile, restocked their MA1 Natus jacket styled after Kira, which goes for 41,800 yen, 267 US, and does still come with an acrylic stand of Kira wearing that same jacket. They released a new Hyakushiki necklace for 8,700 yen, 119 US, which features the Hyakushiki in its Mega Bazooka launcher flying pose. And they also released new parent-child t-shirts featuring the mass production type Zaku. For 4,730 yen, 30 US, you can get them on a white or black adult size t-shirt, or for 3,300 yen, 21 US, you can get them on a white or black kid-size t-shirt. And as always, let's quickly wrap things up with the polls. Because Victory Gundam is getting aired again in Japan, Gundam.info wants to know which machine shocked us the most. The Shoku, the Sandhoge, the Victory 2 Gundam, or the Adrastea class battleship. So, considering the choice of options, I think we can interpret shocked in a variety of ways. The Adrastea is shocking because it's a battleship on wheels. The V2 is shocking because of its performance. The Sandhoge is shocking because of its insect-like and spider-like design. And the Shoku is shocking because... you tell me why it's shocking. So far then, just like last week, Twitter and Gundam.info so far are in complete agreement. The Sandhoge is last, the Shoku somehow got third, the Victory Gundam is second, and the very shocking looking Adrastea is in a commanding lead. And if you want to cast your vote for these shocking machines, I will of course have the links down below. But that has been all for this week's Gundam news. As always, a big thank you to the Patreon supporters. I hope everyone watching has a great evening, and I'll see you all next week with more Gundam news.